this time I'm going to come at you with a different type of video. It's basically help you guys get a better understanding of Dragon Ball Super card game in general, and especially if you're new, this is a video for you. I will go into detail of a few things about how to play around some of these cards that are newer, and how to deal with them, especially in the deck that you're playing currently. But after seeing you guys' last post, I want to do this live. I was just going to do it on my computer, but I'll just do it so you guys can see physical cards. Way back in set 1, we're going to start there with our first set of cards from how to be defensive in the Dragon Ball Super card game. You got your basic super combo. This one's a little different now compared to the old one that didn't have the 0 plus 10k automatically. You had to get it once you're at 4 life or less. These are much better. They just combo draw a card and gain 10,000. So these are extremely good defensively and offensively, and they help place themselves amazing. Mainly going to be talking about only defensive measures in this game, but they are usually good on the offense as well, especially in the sense of Senzu Bean. This card untaps energy and helps you pressure with 5k extra battle and give you more plays or more plays defensively. This card just been all around one of the best cards in the game, and this is just a really nice card for every deck that plays blue.
It's your 1/4.
Yep, and this card is limited now, Gold Bloodless, but there are cards that are like this now, counterplay cards, like Crusher Ball, which is not seeing play at all anymore, really, because we have a lot of cards that do similar things now that are better than this card. But nonetheless, the counterplay cards like this are pretty powerful, and they're from set 1. This one is like a effect veiler if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, but it just negates the ability of a battle card that comes into play. And yeah, so with these counterplay cards, you do have to take a note. There are 2 different counter windows for a lot of these. They did change the ruling on this some of these cards, because they did have completely different rules set for counterplay cards. But now you have 2 windows for cards that play with skills. So you're going to play on the first skill before the card actually hits the board, which is where you want to do it in a lot of cases. Or you can wait till it hits the board if you don't get to see the card. For example, World Peace. But this one puts a card in rest mode. This negates ability. Very basic kind of effects, but very powerful. And Bloodless is limited for what reason? So when we got the Sick 2, we got a bunch of new tools. We got Guru Leader Peel Off, which can remove a skill from a battle card, similar to another card I'm going to show you later. And then you have Mafuba, which puts whatever is attacking it under this. So can stop cards that have triple attack. Very key in certain matchups, but it doesn't see as much play now because it costs 2 to tap, and it's an extra card, so it doesn't really do anything for you on the opposite side, on the offensive side. And yep, but it's still a pretty good card nonetheless. And then in set 2, we got the combo and the play battle cards. At first, when these cards first came out, we did not know what to do with them really, other than a lot of people were trying to use it with the blue one with the Trunks Leader, the combo and the play and draw card. But on the offensive side, but these cards are much better defensive. There are one of these for each color. You have Frieza, Gohan, Kawaii, which for the green, Kawaii, however you say your name, and then Double Shot Vegeta for red. So that was for set 2. A lot of defensive cards came into place. As the game evolved, we got into set 3, and we got Flying Nimbus and Free Blockers. These didn't really come into play until later on in the game. Like, they were not that playable, because Veggies just destroyed them, and Kale would just wipe everything out, and that was very common. But we have Flying Nimbus, which made it basically where you do not want to attack with your leader first, because you get you discard a yellow card and you get 1 more battle card attack for the turn. So you would never want to swing with your leader first. But yeah, when you're playing as yellow, keep in mind that this card could be only played on your turn. And obviously a blocker. This is just the best form blocker, the free blockers that you don't have to pay the cost for. But there are other types of blockers that have revenge as well in this game too. So when later on in set 5, we got the Take a Life negates. So they're more or less called the Sparking 5 negates, or Take a Life negates, whichever you want to call it. They have different abilities. One pops a card. This one taps 2 energy. This one keeps a card in rest, and basically where it can't attack again if it had more than 1 attack it could potentially make. But yeah, these cards are very powerful and staple cards in most decks. And After Image is sort of like a negate, but it's not, and it reduces the power of a battle card by 10,000 and gives another battle card or card 40,000 boost. So it might as well be like a pseudo negate, because who's going to combo up that much? But yeah, these cards are very powerful and seen in play in almost every deck for their color combination. So recently we had cards like this, but this is just the most recent one that came out that was pretty cool for red. There are a lot of cards that counterattack and come into play, but this one specifically is pretty good because it's 20k, and It also it basically can kill something, and it's only 2 costs on your opponent's turn if your leader's red. But there are a lot of cards that do stuff like this, like Topo and Master Roshi for 1, and there's a bunch of cards that just come into play whenever you negate. There's even a Bojack one that's being played now. A lot of cool ones, but this is the one I just wanted to show you guys. Be prepared for these kind of cards being played on your turn if you're playing against a red deck or any deck that really plays defensively like Genebo. Fun note, the Genebo one mills the card, which is Bojack. Now, recently we got these cards, the drop negates. So, this is all not specifically in order from way the time goes up, but these cards are just to be prepared for. This is a drop negate, is what I call it, or a lot of people call it. Basically, you can negate, it has a regular negate ability, negate an attack. And in the drop area, if it wasn't activated this turn, you can warp a card, pay its 1 cost. So warp a blue card, remove from the game a blue card from your hand and remove this card from your drop area, and you get the negated attack. But you still have to pay the 1 blue or whatever color it is. They all have the same exact effect for the most part. They do have an extra effect, which is choose one of your opponent's battle card, one or less, return it to the hand. That's kind of relevant, but the other ones are a little better than this one in my opinion. They have better effects, but this one's really good because it's good in Genebo. So eventually we got the rival cards. These are used on defense mainly, but sometimes can be used on offense to pressure. But I think these cards are better in defense. And then you have this one as well. This one's the blue-yellow one, Bojack. This is it's a blocker, and it also can mill your opponent 1 card. It's pretty neat. And then you have the Papa card that's 4 or less with this one. They're very good cards, but they do take quite a bit of resource out of your hand, but it's something to be prepared for. That somebody can just pop one of your battle cards on your turn, and you have them either deal with another block on your opponent's turn. But this is pretty good. They're really good defensive cards, and yeah, just be prepared for them. So, next thing. So, a lot of counterplay cards have been coming out. So, recently, this was one of the ones that was most popular and splashable. It sort of would have been really good if we could have had this during Storm time. But they keep creating cards that were really good in Storm, but Storm's basically non-existent. Is completely non-existent now, especially because striving to be the best and this card. But this card is counterplay. Your opponent can't attack with battle cards with 2 or less. So actually neither player until the end of turn. So this can't hurt you if you actually play a low-cost deck, but you usually just use these in decks that don't care about attacking with 2 drops or less. But this card's really good. And also draws you a card, which is super strong. Revenge Blocker, like I stated earlier. Counterplay, remove 2 cards from your drop area to play it. And pay 2. And this card is super strong. Yeah. It's but you do have the drop. It does have a hefty requirement, and it can easily be rested. So it's not good against every deck, but it is good against certain strategies like Shinron Gogeta if they're just going with the linear route like that and try to triple attack you. But so be prepared for this kind of card if you're playing that kind of deck. Mainly, a lot of these cards are side deck cards. Some are not, but a lot of these are side deck cards. Like I'm showing you the counterplay cards for that are like specific like this. So we have this one. So the new counterplay blue card, pay 2 blue, and you basically make it to where anything that would be 4 cost or less is not played, is put back in their hand. So basically you can time walk your opponent because they try to play a chain attack Trunks, and you're like, nah, you wasted 4 energy for no reason, and then you can go on your swing back, and usually they don't have any energy to deal with. So a lot of times with these kind of cards, it's the same with Denial Hope. This one just actually is bonkers, 20 costs or less, so 20,000 powerless, which this one hits more than this one, but this one sends it to the drop instead of back to the hand. So this one's much better, but they didn't want to give the blue one the insane ability like this one. So this card made red a lot more powerful. Be on the lookout for Denial Hope more often than you will when you're wide open. But this card is super powerful and can stun you completely. So be prepared for this. Don't go chain attacking 2 energy wide open and expect it to always resolve. There's also preemptive strike for green, which is pretty neat. They didn't give yellow one a good one, but they gave blue-yellow a good one. So this one is like a Crusher Ball, which I showed you earlier, and a Bloodlust in the same card. So it's like if you made these 2 cards into 1 card, and then you gave the extra ability, if you're 3 or less life, you give an untap, either you pay to 3 and draw a card. That's where the blue part comes into. So this card has a lot of flavor, in my opinion, where it's just a very good card, but it costs 3, but then you get untap 1. So you can't just use it early on, and it makes early game strategy still pretty good. And this card is basically for big bombs or cards that would really put a hurting on you. So be prepared for the deadly poison from frost. Also, these are the most popular ones now. Every color got one except for black, which is obvious. Shouldn't have got one for black. But these get cheaper if you have a dual colored energy in your energy pile. So yeah, so this one untaps the energy and bounces the 4 cost less back to your opponent's hand. Pretty crazy. These get cheaper, as I said, one cost cheaper. So this is basically a 1-drop on your opponent's turn. If you can untap, like if there's no TN. And this is a 2-drop on your opponent's turn as well, and this one as well, all of them. This one rests anything, ignore and barrier, and you draw a card if it's your opponent's turn. All these have the secondary ability. If it's your opponent's turn, they get an extra effect. Other than that, you can just play this for 2 on your turn, which is still pretty good. And it's a 2-drop 50k that rests the card, ignore and barrier. Pretty strong. Each one draw a card. This one can kill something that's 15 or less, or you can put -10 on something and -5 on another thing if it's your opponent's turn. And boom, you get to kill multiple things playing against veggies. And then you got Vegeta Cruel, which KOs anything 4 or less. And your opponent, if you do KO something 4 or less with this, your opponent warps the card from their hand. So these are the most powerful ones. These are just good in certain situations, and it makes your opponent have to play smart. Like if this kills anything 15 or less, or makes triple attackers, dual attackers much weaker. So that's something to note. Yeah. But these cards are very powerful, and it's something that almost every deck is trying to play right now if you can. If you're playing dual colors, you're trying to play these cards. So you have more versatile on your opponent's turn. These are very commonly seen, all 3 of these, inside of Janemba decks right now that just won the event. Shout out to Dehan and the boys that made that deck. But a lot of people are only going with this route, which made your deck not that strong against Toa, which they would just take your hand away. But this card makes it to where they can't recycle, and they just stack out, and they lose their hand. Which this takes a card out of their hand and also removes the Vegeta, which is insane. So one thing to note, even some leaders even have specific cards that are good for just defense in general. This one has the Death Ball, Revenge Death Ball, which is -15 anything. Which a lot of times, if you -15 something and you already after image -10, you'll kill it because it's -20. It's -25. It'll kill almost everything on your opponent's turn. So it's an interaction you have to worry about on your opponent, whenever you're trying to go in the office against a deck like that. So you're playing against someone that's playing super defense with red, or they'll have Denial Hope, Revenge Death Ball, After Image Technique, and cards like that. It's really hard to get through and pressure them. But the thing is, they also should be playing the combo and the play cards and stuff like that. So there's no telling what you would see when you're playing against a red deck. So be careful when you play this leader and or Pan. They can play really defensively and then still pressure you at the same time. Especially if you waste too much energy, they'll end up hurting you pretty badly. So, and also Toa has a built-in God Strike Beerus effect. God Strike Beerus costs 2 energy, and it's generic, and you can remove a battle card skill. This card does not choose the battle card itself, so it gets around barrier. You can remove any skill, and you can do this on the offense to actually remove something, but that's most of the time irrelevant unless you're playing against certain matchups. But this is mainly used for your opponent trying to crack you for a triple attack or triple strike, and you remove the skill, and then boom, their strategy loses. Or they go in with a double strike. But Toa basically has a one time per turn God Strike Beerus effect where it pays 1, discards a black card, and removes a skill, which is pretty nifty and makes it really hard to kill them, especially the way they play. They keep recycling all the 4-star balls and stuff like that if you're playing that, or they just combo away their free cards, which just makes it hard to kill them, and they just take away your hand with mirrors. But nonetheless, other decks have stuff like that as well, and I expect to see that in the future. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any comments or any concerns with my video, or what do you want to talk about in the next video, we'll be able to look at those and figure out what I want to do. But I appreciate you guys watching once again, and see you guys next time.